Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Here, and this is the latest film from director Robert Zemeckis, who co-wrote this film with Eric Roth based off of the graphic novel by Richard Maguire, and this film focuses on a whole bunch of stuff, but basically we have this family made up of Richard, played by Tom Hanks, Margaret, played by Robin Wright, who are married, and Richard's parents, played by Paul Bettany and Kelly Riley. And you go through time. And the idea of this film is that it has one stationary camera shot into the living room of this home, but you see it when it was like the meteor that destroyed the dinosaurs, or it was just the woods and it was Native Americans, or right outside of like Ben Franklin's bastard son's house, or as it goes through time, and then it becomes this family's home. And you even go into the future and see the family in after them. And this idea, this conceit, is interesting. And Zemeckis is committed to making this bold creative choice work. And you have an interesting visual storytelling way of transitioning as you see little boxes pop up from other times. And then it expands and it transitions into this specific place and time. And it's creative, it's visually interesting. Now, structurally, I feel like so many of these other threads, like the family that comes after them, or any number of like the earlier timelines, what's it even mean? And I get this film is trying to hit some broad strokes, some big ideas, without going in much depth to them. And I feel like this is just trying to be a mosaic of history and of time. But they never spend enough time developing depth where we actually really connect with some of those elements. This film could have just been about this family, and really is still just about this family, just like interesting sprinklings of other times thrown in there. I feel like just because they could, and this is what this is trying to show. And the story, I do feel like they build up this marriage, which over the course of time, they have issues, and there's tension and conflict between these family members, and it all really comes down to Richard playing life so safe, and Margaret really wanting to branch out into their own and not living in this same house that he grew up in, that his parents owned, and this conflict that goes along with it. And you can feel the emotion. You have strong actors like Tom Hanks and Robin Wright selling all of this. You even have Paul Bettany and Kelly Riley, who are talented as well. But here's one of the big issues. There's some moments that really take you out of the film because these actors are overacting so hard. And like they're acting like they're in this big over-the-top play. But the issue is, it's not like we're far off and can't see and you need to be big. We're right there. We're like uncomfortably there in some moments where they're going way over the top with their performances and their choices as actors. And I'm guessing since it's across the board, Zemeckis is pushing for this. There's moments where it was supposed to be like heartbreaking and I felt like laughing because the performances felt so silly. So those inconsistent performances, just this bloatedness of all these different kinds of elements through time that they're trying to incorporate. But it does have a technical impressiveness from what Zemeckis is trying to do with this bold storytelling approach. And there is some good emotion and some good themes thrown in there. This film really feels like a mixed bag. And it's overly melodramatic, overly sentimental, and the score from Alan Silvestri really feels manipulative. You feel the manipulation happening. So at the end of the day, this film has a lot of positives and negatives. It's an interesting and bold choice as a creative project. And I feel like it's worth at least watching once. But I don't know how much this will resonate and still hit because of the inconsistent performances and just the overall just too much of so many things going on in this film. But those are my thoughts on here. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.